Hello there, this is Leon, and let's just jump into it. I'm going to look at some comparative symbols here today, and I want to start by saying usually you can say x equals 10, which says that the variable x now equals 10. It declares a variable. When you want to compare that variable or run a check on that variable, you would say if x equals 10, then, and then run your code. That comparative symbol is two equal signs. And it's very important to remember that, because when you're looking over your code, trying to find a bug or why something's not working the way you want, you'll see X and an equal sign and a value, and your brain will say everything looks perfectly fine. But if you're comparing or running a check on that number or that variable, you're going to need these double equal signs, which is very easy for the eye to miss. So that is our first comparative symbol. Our next one is exclamation mark equals, and that means if X is not equal to 10, then execute code. And I'm not sure if I can put the word not in there and still get away with it. I'm sure there's ways, but for now it's important to know exclamation mark equals when you see it means not equal to. Then we move on. Down here it says x minus equals 1. This is shorthand for x equals x minus 1. The same way that down below here, x plus equals 1 is simply an abbreviation of x equals x plus 1. And you can say, I know this seems a little silly, but same way if I were to say x plus equals 3, that is x equals x plus 3. This is an excellent abbreviation because we find the x equals x or player.x equals player.x minus 1. This abbreviation will make that a lot easier on you having to do it over and over again. Player x plus equal 3 is the same as player x equal player x plus 3. Now, moving on down, we have greater than, less than. This used to confuse the crap out of me when I was a kid, but here's how I began to remember it. We read from left to right, which means anything going from left to right gets bigger. So if it's pointing to the right, that's greater than. If it's pointing to the left, the opposite way in which we read, that's less than. So you've got your greater than symbol, your less than symbol. Then we have something else. I tried to explain this in an earlier video that I didn't post, but I got really tongue twisted and confused. But this is if x is less than or greater than 5, then execute code. The thing is that when we say if x is, let's work with the less thans, okay? If x is less than 5, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all things that are less than 5. When we say if x is less than 5 or equal to 5, then of course you've got everything up to 5. This makes a difference when doing certain calculations for movements or anything else. It makes a difference whether when we say if it's less than 5, we don't ever include 5. It's everything below 5. Because sometimes we want to say, 5 as well, if it's 5 or anything below it. And it's important to have this. Now, you could change the number and say 6. And that will add your fifth one up the top there. And I bet in certain situations that's perfectly fine, but it just helps to know that you're able to say anything that is 5 or less than 5. And then here I made a minor mistake. This is supposed to be greater than. And then at the very, very last we have if x is greater or equal to 5, which means 5 itself and everything else. Whereas if x is greater than 5, it excludes 5, and so it means 6 and everything above and beyond. without getting too deep, that is really the basics of the comparative symbols for Python mathematics. And I actually did a little bit of research to make sure that I had the greater than and the equal signs in the right order, and found a web page that shows about 6 or 7 other mathematical and comparative symbols to learn and disseminate, not decimate. And so don't you worry, I will be back with more as I learn more. Remember, I'm not doing this because I am an expert. I'm not a teacher. I'm simply showing you the journey that I'm on as I learn this self-same information. Anyway, thank you. I look forward to doing another video like this. This has been Leon Dale.